about home. They're married to real estate.
Exciting.
All right, everyone. Hello and welcome back to Married to Real Estate. Hello, Mary.
Hello, Mary. How are you today?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Great, doing great.
Yeah,
Great, beautiful rainy day, 60-some degrees out.
I know, right?
It's okay.
Good if you're a duck. For sure, right? So, Mary, catch me up. What's going on?
Oh, as you know, I'm immersed in Rotary in a big way, and so thrilled to have our guest today from Kiwanis. Just really, really wonderful. And gosh, it's a pleasure to be of service to the community, and but mostly to try to encourage others to participate. So we had Jeff Brem yesterday talk about accessory dwelling units and what the challenges are and what the opportunities are. So real estate, Mary, real estate.
Yeah. As you know, I finally have some listings this year. So they finally came on the market, both at once, of course. So I'm going to be a busy girl this weekend with open houses, one here in Westford and one in Air. So I'm excited to be busy. This is the busy season for real estate, and I'm ready to get in there.
Stunned by the listing prices, just stunned.
Yeah,
Yep.
climbing,
Climbing,
for sure,
climbing.
for sure.
So today is going to be fun because we have a blast at the Apple Blossom Festival. Just a blast.
Yes. Right. So just a little background. So WestfordCAT just started live streaming it a few years ago, and they asked us, the Married to Real Estate ladies here, to host it, sort of Macy's Day Parade style. And we've done it every year, and we're going to do it again this year, and we're so excited. Which brings us to our guests from, so Kiwanis puts on the Apple Blossom Parade. So we have
Festival.
and the festival. We have Bill Pozerycki, who is also one of our colleagues, a real estate agent, as a team. Pozerycki, our Pinot team at Keller Williams here in Westford. So Mary and I know him well. And then Stefany is also from Kiwanis, and she's here with us today. So hello, guys.
Hello.
Thank you. Hello.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank you for coming. So tell people, about Kiwanis. Let's start there.
Let's start there.
Would you like me to start or you to start?
I'll let you start.
So about Kiwanis, we've been, I'll focus on the festival first.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Kiwanis
Okay, great.
has been putting that on since 1936, minus the COVID years. It's been going ever since. And it's a lot of work for us.
Yes.
But it's still fun at the same time, just like real estate can be. A
Yes.
couple of listings at a time, you're burning yourself out, but that's what you want to see. It's a great community organization. Unfortunately, like a lot of these things, it's a little bit of a dying breed. I think it's just the change in the demographics. I mean, I grew up always doing something with the church or whatever, and the parents always took you there. So it's a little bit difficult that our membership is dropping. We had a drive this year for it, and we got a lot of support from the community.
That's
not
wonderful.
necessarily people that are joining. We have a couple, but we're not asking them to join, just to give us a hand during this festival because it was in danger of going away. And because of the community response, it's going to continue, and we think it's going to continue forever as long as we can do it.
I hope so.
Yeah, and people don't have to be members of Kiwanis. If they want to, that's great. Or if they just want to say, hey, when the festival comes around, I'll help. I've got a marketing team, and what are the other teams that we have?
So we have a parade team. So this year we diversified the management of the event. So in the past there was one lead, and then everyone else had various tasks, and we split it out into 4 teams. So we have the parade team, we have the marketing team, we have the parking team, and we also have the festival team. So
Wonderful.
So, everyone, different responsibilities. Part of this was due to fewer people being involved and, trying to make the event viable.
Right, and it always comes down to a couple of core people that end up doing everything, and so that's one way to sort of circumvent that, or
Correct.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Plus, I think everyone feels much more engaged.
Well, as a former resident of Westford, raised my kids here. I love the Apple Blossom Festival and Parade and fireworks and the whole thing. So I'm excited that you got a lot of support, and so anyone out there that wants to volunteer, of all ages, you'll take them, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. Whatever their commitment wants to be, we'll fully embrace it, yes.
Yeah.
And they can get more information off of the Kiwanis site as well if they want to look up there.
Kiwanis.org or
We'll probably put it on the screen up
Yeah,
there.
we'll on the screen. We'll put it on the screen.
Yep.
Great.
Okay.
Well, what was amazing and just so heartwarming was the way the community came around you, and you so matter of factly said, "Hey, we're at risk this year after these how many years of tradition,"
Right.
and the community, spearheaded by a few good leaders, basically, we're going to meet at a Vivo and we're going to feed you some food and we want you to sign up. It's just wonderful. It was really, really heartwarming to see that.
Right.
Well, and I think
Plus also an awareness.
Yes.
I think people didn't realize how few of us there were that were putting this on.
yes.
And our numbers got cut essentially by more than a half.
Wow.
Your few numbers got cut by more than
Yes. We went from a handful to fingers. I think it's just that realization that it doesn't just magically happen. There's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes.
Right. Well, something that's run well, people take that for granted. You make it look easy, so they don't think you need any help.
Right.
Right? And then all of a sudden, you're in the situation where you do, but it's nice that the community rallied around.
Correct.
But you could always still use volunteers, right?
Correct.
Absolutely, right. We did a quick social media blitz, and I think we had 36 to 40 people show up at that volunteer meeting
Yes.
at the KW office. So that was really encouraging.
Right. And I was on Zoom, so I couldn't see everybody. It looked like there were
could
like
see
a
you.
dozen.
Yes.
It looked like there were a dozen people, and then they were like, "No,
Room was filled.
The room was." I'm like, "That's amazing."
Yeah. So out of those 40, we had all the 4 different parts that Stefany explained, and say whatever you want to do. Do you want to be part of parking, marketing, or whatever? So people could volunteer what fit their need or their DNA, whatever they wanted to do. So I've got a really good marketing team right now. I think you're on my marketing
I am.
team. And
You're here.
Good job, Mary.
That's
You're
right.
the marketing genius.
So thank God for social media. I
Yeah.
mean, sometimes I say, "Oh my God, social media," but
Right.
thank God for social media, so we can really get the word out, and that's how it started with the community, and now just keeping people informed about the festival. And I think a lot of people didn't realize that Kiwanis actually put it on. No offense to the town, they
Right.
thought the town did it, and once we started to get people engaged and informed, it was, all right, I'm not only helping the town, but this is a great organization that helps the children of the town, that helps the seniors of the town. If this parade goes away, or this festival goes away, Kiwanis goes away.
Right. Because it is our only fundraiser.
And
Right.
can you brand? I mean, there are bandit signs that are out early, right? You put bandit signs out early on the lawn. I call them bandit signs. Yes.
That's usually a week before
Week
we
before.
get those.
Can you brand
Yeah.
it with Kiwanis? Is Kiwanis on there?
Kiwanis is on there.
On there.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
great.
we actually have a special style of signs. Fiesta typically has more of a carnival sign. Ours is festival
Oh,
focused.
yes.
Because we see it as a community event. And it's, not just one day. It runs from Wednesday through Sunday. The carnival runs Wednesday starting at 5 p.m. and runs, to Sunday at 5 o'clock. Fireworks. We have a sponsor for the fireworks, Enterprise Bank.
They're awesome, aren't they?
They're awesome.
They do a terrific job.
Yep. So the fireworks are Saturday at 9 p.m. We had several years where, because of rain on Saturday, we couldn't do the fireworks because by Sunday afternoon, the carnival is
packed
getting
up,
out of there.
yeah.
So we do have a rain date for Friday night.
Oh, good.
Oh, good. Okay.
So we'll make that call. If the weather looks iffy, we'll make the call during the week.
And then you have a brochure, a booklet, right? Are you doing that?
Are you going to do the booklet
Is
this
there going to
year?
be advertising
Sponsors and-
opportunities or?
Not like we did before. We're going
Okay.
to do something online, but we're not going to really run out and get all the sponsors and fill all that up. It was a lot of work for not much return.
Okay.
But what we're thinking of doing is some of the signs that might be around town, just having a QR code, they can click it, and everybody now reads it online, like you do basically.
Like you do everything.
Versus
Right.
carrying
Good.
that around, yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Good.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm going to jump on the fireworks because I'm a logistic guy. That's how I'm wired.
All right.
Because it's usually the busiest night. It's Saturday. People want to come for the fireworks.
Yep.
My biggest point is don't come too late because sometimes we fill up the parking.
Right.
And now people pull up and we're saying, go park on
Right.
Cold Spring, go park whatever. Get there early, get your parking. enjoy the festival, enjoy the carnival there, and then hang out for the fireworks, because we don't want to turn people away. And we don't
Right.
want them parking on somebody's lawn or across the street or creating a hazard. So get there early for the fireworks.
Yeah. So usually by 8:45, the parking lot in the front of Abbott, on the hill behind the rides,
Yep.
and then back behind Abbott where, we take over every piece of asphalt or grass we can find. By 8:45, it's full. And at that point, we can't have people driving in to pick people up unless there's an emergency. So then we have every single car stopping along the road,
Yep.
asking where they can park.
I've been in that.
Yeah, so side streets that don't have no parking signs, you can park there. Just make sure you're, not in the road, and just be, cognizant of it.
Well, I will say that having been a parent of, kids that don't want you to go with them to the carnival, the drop-off was very easy. It was, well done, and, there was that ability to kind of drop your kids, not on firework night necessarily, but just at the carnival in
Right.
general.
Right. Yeah, we changed that. So when they come in, we always say, because there'll always be a Kiwanis member up there, dropping off or parking. Parking goes one way, drop
Yep.
off is the other.
Yeah.
The other thing we can tell the parents is when you're coming to pick them up, I know it's hard, have the kids ready.
Right.
Right.
It's
Because-
like,
yeah,
you've
right.
been picking up for
Don't be
20
early.
minutes.
Yeah.
You got to
Right.
get going. It's,
Right.
so-
Yeah.
Right, because the line is backing up. Everyone's
yes.
coming at the same
Yeah.
time.
Just a few more minutes. I just got to talk to so and so.
Right, yeah.
Well, that's exactly what happened. I
does
just got
happen.
on the ride. I'm like, okay, whatever. So,
Yeah.
Wow. And you really like this carnival company. This carnival, it's been a kind of a mainstay for you. And you can pre-order your tickets, right?
you can.
Yes.
I talked to Fiesta a week ago and got them to move up their site and put the
Oh.
link that's live so people can go on. Matter of fact, I'm posting on that tonight in the
Yeah.
Kiwanis website so
Okay.
that can get pushed out. Anybody that sees our posts, like it, share it. That really helps to push it out there. So yeah, you can go online, purchase your wristbands, and that would be great. And it also helps give us a count of how many people are coming.
Right.
Right.
And it's not too soon to put that out there. Have we seen any posters yet? I saw your poster.
These posters are out. Yeah, we did start
We
our
did
social
start- you
media
did start.
early.
Good.
We
Okay,
started a
good.
Save the date.
Good.
And a couple other things. What's your favorite thing about Kiwanis? I'm also going to post something. What can we do better about Kiwanis?
Okay.
Maybe we'll start to do meet a Kiwanis member here or there, and that might come a little bit later. But we're making a point to try to post at least once a week and keep the community involved, and then to reach out to the community and say, okay, this is what we do. We take care of the kids and the seniors. Are we missing something in town that we could help on? We've got some money. Is there an organization that fits our charter, which is helping every children and community one at a time? That's what Kiwanis does,
Right.
is we do the
So-
seniors. So if there's something that we can do that we're unaware of,
Right.
and that person wants to spearhead it, doesn't have to join Kiwanis, we'll be happy to
Wonderful.
see what
To
we
partner
can do.
and
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
open
Wonderful.
to it. That's
Yep.
wonderful.
Right.
So, Bill, how long have you been involved with Kiwanis?
Double-digit years. Was I here when you came?
So I
Yes, definitely. How
first
about you?
started volunteering in 2004, and I was helping with parking.
20 years
So
ago.
I wasn't necessarily coming to the Kiwanis meetings. That sort of evolved around probably 2010, 2011. At that point, both of my kids were out of the house, and I was filling my extra time. And my friends from the scout troop sort of pulled me in.
There you go.
Yeah, I think it's about 12 years for me.
Yep.
Wow.
Wow.
That's wonderful. Really, really wonderful.
And
Well,
it's what's the commitment? Like, if you're a member of Kiwanis,
The biggest commitment is around the festival.
okay.
But the more people we have, like this year, it's not crazy. I mean, I got a nice marketing team. They're helping me with things. We're more organized this year, I think, as a group. Even if there was a smaller group, we're dividing things up, just like Stefany said. The commitment is basically around Apple Blossom, or I'll go back to my earlier comments. Whatever they want that commitment to be in town, if they want to spearhead it. So if there's an organization that fits our criteria, and they say, "Can you help us?" and we say yes, you need to drive that. That can be that individual commitment. And helping out at Kiwanis, if you want to come one night and help with parking, that's great. If you want to come all nights and help with parking, that's great. You want to join Kiwanis, that's great. There's no criteria of what you
So
need
whatever
to do.
works for you.
Whatever
You'll
works.
Open
right.
arms. I like that.
Exactly.
Right. And to Bill's point, people do not have to be a member of Kiwanis. I mean, I was involved for, 7 years. I was not a member of Kiwanis, but I was there parking cars Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, It's a great experience for parents and their kids.
Yes.
We have kids in high school who help with parking, sometimes older middle school. I will mention the parking is free. We do not charge for parking. We do have volunteer groups that actually help us, community groups that if they're interested in some fundraising monies, we encourage them to reach out to us, and we'll put that email address out there.
What kinds of projects have you funded that the listeners would be interested in hearing about, and where your fundraising does go that maybe gave you great satisfaction, some project that you had?
Well, that's when the Eagle Scouts come and present their projects.
Oh, yes.
So that's always good. We do a lot with the school. We have up to 6 scholarships so far.
Yeah,
that
so
do.
we have 6 perpetual scholarships set up through Westford Academy. One for each decade that the event has been going on, and that actually saved us in the midst of COVID because we went 2 years without any funding at all.
Yes.
And Girl Scout gold, silver projects. We do a senior cookout it's now in September. In the past, there have been handicapped construction projects. It was before my time, but I've heard about that. I think we recently got a request for a health aid, which we as a group need to discuss at our next meeting. So just a bunch of different things. But we have found over the last year or two that there have been less requests coming in.
Yeah.
So we're just trying to reach out to find out if there are other needs out there that we just aren't hearing about.
Right. I think that the Scout numbers are down as well.
The Scout numbers are down, and it seems like they're doing smaller projects.
Yes.
So.
But what's nice too is when these Scouts come and present their projects, they're really well done. All the scholarships just rolled in not too long ago. I think we got, 36 or 40 scholarships to go through. And reading what the kids do, I'm like,
applications, yeah.
what was I doing in school?
Right, I know.
I know.
Right?
It's extremely humbling. You're like, oh my word.
Yeah, and where do they get the time is
Yes.
really the question,
Yes.
And
that's a tough job for
That's
us
amazing.
because everybody deserves something, but we have to try to whittle it down and come up with those top 6.
Yep.
So, but
Yeah.
we have tremendous youth around here that we love supporting. Also, the marching band that gets supported every year, and other projects. So that's
Wonderful.
It's nice.
Wonderful.
So we didn't discuss the dates of the parade. Should we just get that out there?
Sure. So the parade is May 18th. Step off is at 10 a.m. punctually
Yep.
at Graniteville in Maine. Rain, sun, snow, sleet.
Oh my!
Well, your time,
we'll march
Stephanie.
there. We'll be covered. Yes.
I marched in the sleet and the snow one year when my daughter was in Girl Scouts. It was not very pleasant, but there was lots of candy left over.
You throw candy like in the.
Yeah, a lot of
yeah.
the
Oh
floats
yes,
do.
yes,
Yep.
yes, they did. I saw them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No chocolate.
So the day of the parade, again, I'm back to being, my DNA of organization.
We're going
Yes.
back to parking.
Going
Yes.
Great
Yes,
for a
Bill.
realtor, by
Back
the
to
way.
parking.
Yes,
If-
yes.
Especially if you're dropping off your children to be in the parade, drop them off earlier. Streets start to close down a lot. I'm over at Graniteville in Randolph. It has a lot of the younger ones, the Little Leaguers, the Little Scouts, all of that there.
Cute.
Yes. And they shut down Graniteville coming up to Maine really early.
Okay.
So the best way is to come from Maine down, drop them off, and then everybody goes, where do I park? They're marching down to Abbott, go park down at Abbott. It's nice if 2 people are there because sometimes the parents want to march with them.
Yep.
So just do all that. Give yourself time to do it early because it gets really hectic, and we don't want somebody missing out marching in the parade because there's streets blocked off.
Right.
There was an unbelievable. I received an unbelievable gift by being at the parade. So I lived most of my life in Washington D.C. Very diverse world. All my clients were actually from overseas, mostly Muslim countries and things like that, from the World Bank. And so it was a very diverse world. But when I moved to Westford, it was one kind of people, and I was really stunned. I kept thinking, what kind of a community did I move into? I didn't realize it. And I thought that until the Apple Blossom Parade.
Yeah, I was going to say that's not true. Westford is very
The
diverse.
diversity was just stunning. I was so happy, just so happy to see the great diversity in our community. And it was just a blessing. And what you did with the queens or the princesses, you did such diversity with them.
Yeah, and you've changed that this year, right?
This year. Yes.
So that is one of the things that we've tabled for the year. We're looking at transforming the concept as well as the person of the year. So that those three things, the program, the Apple Blossom scholarship recipients, and the person of the year. So we will
revisit that next year. Okay.
Or after this year's events when we have time to regroup ourselves.
Wonderful.
We were sort of in survival mode in December when we reached out, and we had to come up with a plan that was going to be feasible to make the event happen.
Well, I think you have to evolve. I mean, it's an organization that's been around a very long time.
Correct.
And so, to be aware of the times and your surroundings is a good thing for survival, for sure.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. And another opportunity for somebody to get involved in what we're doing. So if somebody wants to take part of that and that whole diversity and bring things up to times, then absolutely come to our meetings and help us do it.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It was really, really good.
Yeah. So, is the lineup already done? Can people still sign up and be in the parade? How does that work?
People can still be in the parade. We will finalize the lineup probably by either the end of this month or, within the first day or two of May.
Okay.
And then we will be reaching out to all the groups that are in the parade so that they will know where they're going to be.
Yeah.
There may be minor adjustments at the end, but, typically if people pop in, we slide them in where it makes sense. We try to mix up the big groups and the smaller groups and the groups that have music and, and there's some, probably the first 10 groups are typically the same 10 groups you see. It'll be the police, the fire, the marching band,
Pipe and drum.
Yeah. So they're groups that sort of cluster together. So the pipe and drum we keep with the firemen.
Police, firemen.
And then we have the Middlesex Sheriff's Department. So, it's...
Yeah. Well, and you'll let us know. So usually I put together a booklet for Mary and I to, so that we have the groups and we can say something. So if there are any groups, that want us to say anything about them or any of that, definitely pass that on. And if there's any change-ups, because it happens pretty fast as they come up sort of that hill and or the little incline, I guess, towards us. And we like to talk about, whomever the group it is. And there's been, I think the first year it was Flowers to Empower. I didn't know what it was when we had no idea and there was nothing out there.
Right.
And so last year we were actually way better at it because, I sort of learned what they...
Well, yeah, so that was very interesting because the young lady who reached out to me, I wanted to sort of understand what it was, and it just kind of took off after that. Yeah. So it's a great story.
Yes, it really is.
It became a theme. Actually.
It did. Yeah, it did.
Theme. Yes. Exactly. So Mary and I will not argue this year about the gender of the male cow that goes by.
The gender of the male cow,
because now it's a male cow. We know that before.
We will not discuss that. She tissed me. She said, "Mary, this is a family show." I said, "It is a male." Oh no.
So do you know the story?
Tell us about the cow.
No, we don't. Which is so funny.
So the famous steakhouse that was on Route 1 that closed down.
Oh yeah.
That is actually their bull.
Oh no,
Mary! Did you hear her say that?
Yes, it's
she
a bull.
said a bull.
It's
okay.
a bull.
All right.
Well, it's a male cow.
We'll make sure that we know that.
Yes,
and
I
now
know.
we'll be able to talk about it. It comes through again.
So Fiesta bought the male cow, and every year we ask to have it come, and it's
great.
It's
how lovely.
That's hilarious.
And we put it at the end of the parade.
Yep.
It was wonderful. It was really wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
It doesn't have a name though, right?
As far as I know, it doesn't have
We
a
should
name.
have a contest
that's
to
it.
name it.
Do you know where I was going?
Yep.
Oh, let's
Great minds, Bill. Great minds.
Oh, good. Let's name it. Okay.
Name-
Okay. Great.
Name the
Yeah.
male
Name the
cow.
name
Name the bull.
Name the bull. We're going to open ourselves
I
up
know.
for some things. I
For
For all
think.
we know, he may have a name. I don't
may.
know.
Right.
But maybe
I
he
wonder.
can have a Westford name. you know?
Yes, right. A parade name.
Oh
Correct.
yes. Let's. All right. We have
Yeah.
our task
Okay.
then.
We
Okay.
do.
Good.
We do.
Good.
And I'll take the task to get you that list of the parade so you
Oh,
have it.
Yeah,
Good.
it's so helpful. You worked really hard with us last year for that because, we're getting better at doing it. Hopefully we're getting better. But we love doing it. And so we just want to make sure that we can talk about everybody that comes through. We want to give them all the, press and, whatever, get their organizations out there too.
And most of the time, they actually are in that same lineup. I was
yeah.
merging the lines last year, and one of the larger sports groups followed the one in front of it, and I was like, oh, whatever. Yeah, they'll figure it out. There's a banner or whatever,
Yes, and we do figure it out. Yes, sometimes.
Yes. There was I think we laughed so much. Ellen Hardy came up to me afterwards. She said, "You guys were great." I said, "We laughed the whole time."
Yeah, I think that's the episode that Sarah Fletcher submitted.
Oh,
for
did she?
One
Oh,
of our
did she?
awards.
One of our awards. Yeah. Oh, my
yes. So from the parade. So
Yes.
we'll see if we
We'll see.
And
are a
it'll be-
contender.
People can watch it after, right? Because it will be on.
Yeah, so it's
Cat.
live
Yeah.
streamed
It's
and they
live
can watch it
streamed.
after.
Live streamed. Yeah.
Drone again this year?
I don't know.
We'll have to ask.
Ben.
We'll have to
Yeah.
ask. Yes, Ben will be there.
I think we had drone. I liked it.
Did
I
you
liked
like the drone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loved it.
We put the drone over in the festival too. I mean,
Oh, yeah,
that would
we-
be kind of fun to do.
Well, we'll talk to
talk to the cat
the
people.
cat.
Yeah, we'll get you some drone footage there too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
That'd
Very
be
good.
fun.
Yeah.
Good. Good. Anything else we should know? Anything else we should make sure? We are going to show the poster. We're going to distribute the poster to all
Yep.
the front storefronts.
Yep. We'll share any social media that you put out there, Bill. So
That would be great.
Definitely tag us or something, and then we'll know to share it easy.
Yeah, so anyone who wants, especially the week of the festival, there's obviously the parade. We can always use help there with parking and the parade itself. Parking Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We do have a group Sunday that I'm aware of. Any way people want to help, and if they just want to come and talk to us about Kiwanis, so we will all be there from Wednesday to Sunday.
Yes.
We put out road signs. We put out do not parking signs. That was quite a chore.
Yes.
I mean, I drove the car. That's my
Yes,
contribution.
that is a big Friday
That's a
afternoon
big-
activity, and it's sort of there's this 2-hour window between before all the buses start running
Yes.
until the carnival starts, because then we actually have to be back with the carnival starting at 5. We probably need to be back by 4:15 to start setting up the barrels. The trickiest part about parking is making sure that you were there before that first car shows up,
Oh, because it could throw the whole
Oh, yeah.
system off.
because they'll just
Yeah.
randomly park sometimes, and you're just like, how did this happen? And now we have to, and you're like, whose car is it?
Right.
And so,
Wonderful.
It's funny.
Well,
and we do have handicap parking.
Yes.
That's right along Abbott. So if there are people who need that, it's available. And we greatly appreciate the support of the town, from the town manager to the select board to the fire department to the police department to the highway department. Everyone has been, very supportive through the years.
lovely.
And when you're at the parade or the festival, take pictures and share them online. We'll get people excited for next year.
Yep.
We can start that this year.
Yeah, let's not let this tradition
Correct.
go away. It's too important. There aren't enough traditions left anymore, and this is a really good one.
Yep.
I will say, Fiesta, this is their favorite event.
Oh, is it really?
nice.
It's just, very family friendly. It's very safe. We do have police on site, on the busier days. And, we want everybody to have a good time.
Good.
Great.
The size is perfect. I mean, it's not too big. It's not too small. It's a really wonderful size.
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right. And we are very fortunate to have the Abbott School there available. School department, the superintendent, also want to thank them for their
Yes.
support.
Right.
Yep. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that do a lot of work for us and help us get this done. So that
And if there's
exactly.
anyone we forgot, it's not because we'll
Just you're on the
thank
spot.
you in general.
But if you forgot anyone, then just
Your
tell
mother.
Mary and I. We'll mention
Yeah,
them
we'll
the day
mention
of the
it.
parade. So
Correct.
if there's anyone that you want us to
Actually,
thank for you,
that's a good idea. Maybe we should list it out.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
as if you have
And
any
we'll
downtime
read it. We'll
or something
read it. Yes,
before.
definitely.
Yep.
yep,
Definitely.
absolutely.
Okay.
And thank you for your service. Thank you
Yes.
so much for
Thank
your,
you.
Yes, for
and
all
your
you do.
years of service. Thank
Yep.
you so much.
Yeah.
And so
All
anyone
right.
who wants to join Kiwanis, go to our website. We'll give you the link and, reach out to us.
All right, Stephanie.
we
Eck
love
and
we love to be doing more during the year
Yeah.
besides Apple Blossom,
Yes.
and so we just need the enthusiasm of more community members to do that.
That's great to know. Well, thank you very
Excellent.
much,
Thank
Stephanie and Bill Pozerycki.
Mayor.
All right, Mary. Till
Yeah.
next time.
See you next time.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.